All right, welcome everybody to Do the Mario 2025. My name is Supersonic. I will be your commentator for this race between Cosmic, Mars, and TheRudyyy for Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels Warpless D-4. Now, all three of these runners are the top runners of this game. Like, all three of them are actually in the top 5. Cosmic is the current or the former world record holder with a time of 35:45. TheRudyyy and Mars are both frames apart with 35:59. So all three runners have a sub 36 time in this game. And this is the All-Stars version, so this will be very continuous compared to the FTS version that we had earlier in the marathon. So we will get set to the race in just a moment here. Getting everybody all set up. But yeah, hope everybody's having a great Mario Day so far. Getting to play a lot of Mario games, maybe have some, play some favorite Mario games that you may have like throughout this entire weekend. All that good stuff. Okay, I think we're just getting set for the countdown here. We're getting our runners readied up. All right, and looks like we are off here. All three of our runners are getting started here in 1-1. Oh, Cosmic takes a death to the Piranha Plant already. So the one difference in this version compared to like the NES/FTS version of the game, the hitboxes are practically fixed for the Piranha Plants. So if you try to do a pipe jump or something like that, you have to kind of wiggle your way around it. Rudyyy also taking a death to the Piranha Plant as well. Mars is able to finish up 1-1. So it's currently ahead in this race at the moment. Cosmic finishing second, and Ruddy's not that far behind. So yeah, this is pretty much how 1-1 goes in this game. There's just so many things that can go wrong, and we pretty much just saw some of the examples there. So now we're gonna see our runners take the top path of 1-2, because going through the level itself is pretty much treacherous because there's like so many things happening, like with the Piranha Plants and things of that nature, and of course, trying to avoid any sort of obstruction that is coming up. You also may notice that the runners will be turning around when they grab the flagpole. That's because Mario gets off the flag faster from the right side rather than the left side. So you're going to be seeing them turning around every single time for the flag grabs. So now here we are in 1-3. We're going to see the power-up grabs here. So we're going to get the mushroom, and then they will also be grabbing the fire flower in 1-4. So another thing to notice as well is when you bounce off an enemy, Mario kind of bounces off a little higher than normal compared to like the NES version or something like that. And then if you play it as Luigi, he has a higher jump, or like higher jump height, and he has ice physics as well. So that's why we're not going to be seeing Luigi for this. And plus, this is the Mario Marathon. It's Mario Day, so we got to have the red jump man himself. Now we're going to see all three of our runners with Fire Flower here. And the good reason, because if you shoot down Bowser by shooting 5 fireballs at him, you can eliminate the bridge collapse animation, which saves about 2.5 seconds. So we see all three of our runners getting rid of Bowser fairly easily here. All right. Also, another thing is the timer does count down at the end of each level, including the castle levels. That did not happen in Mario 1. So now here we are in 2-1, our first night stage. And you see like there are green springs around. If you bounce off those green springs, you will get shot up into the air, and you'll be staying there for like a few seconds. All right, so far so good. Mars is slightly ahead currently. And then Cosmic and Rudyyy are not that far behind. Okay, so for 2-2, I believe all 3 runners here are going to be uncovering the invisible block that's coming up here. I don't think any of them will do the wall jump strat. Yeah, there we go. So that we see it on Mars' screen right there. Uncovers the invisible block, then just kind of do a quick turnaround, just to get your momentum back. And there you go, very easy. You could technically do the wall jump there, but it is also risky because obviously it's like a 50-50, and you can just fall into the pit and die, and you don't want that to happen. All right, 2-3, we're gonna see the Cheep Cheeps flying out of the sky here. And just like the other Mario games, this does have frame rules, although I believe frame rules run a little differently in the All-Stars version. Since like the screen transitions aren't really connected, you can just kind of mash through the button just to kind of get into the next level. But it does have like the same properties of it. It's just like it's done differently compared to like the NES version or FDS version. All right, so we see Mars getting a corner clip there. So just avoiding having to go down the shaft and dealing with the Koopas. Kosmic misses the clip, but Ruddy gets it. So looks like Ruddy and Kosmic are pretty much neck and neck. I'm gonna see this Bowser kill here. Yeah, Kosmic gets a pretty clean Bowser kill in that one. Mars handling it very well too. Now we're heading into 3-1. So we got the Hammer Bros. Another thing to keep note with this game is the coin count. If you get a coin, like the end of your timer, if it's like matching with the last number of your coin count, if it's even, you get 6 fireworks. If it's odd, you get 3. If you get multiples of 11 in your coin count and you get the same number at the, like the last digit of your timer, then you get a 1-up plus either odd fireworks or even fireworks. So they're going to be keeping track of their coin counts throughout this run here just to make sure they don't get any fireworks in this game. So now we're heading into 3-2, which is our first water level. We're going to see them shooting down some of the enemies, or some of them will also be utilizing the crouch swim. So if you like press down and then swim on the ground, it'll cut Mario's hitbox in half, so it'll treat it like he's small Mario. But the drawback is he cannot shoot fireballs, so that's kind of like an interesting trade-off there. But having the small hitbox for a situation like this level, and we will see it again in the later water levels in this run. So unfortunately, Kosmic took a hit, so he is back to being small. So he will have to regain his power-ups. So I believe he'll probably regain it in 3-3, possibly 3-4 as well. So we'll see what strategy Kosmic will come up with to regain his power-ups back. Meanwhile, Ruddy also finishing 3-2. Although he is slightly behind Kosmic, but he does have the advantage of having the Fire Flower for the time being. So we see Mars stand on the platform a little bit just to make sure he gets a safe jump on top of the ledge there, because it is actually very easy to miss that jump. So that's a kind of a good strat to do there in a marathon/race setting. All right, so we did see Kosmic grab the mushroom in 3-3, so we will see if he actually grabs the Fire Flower in 3-4, or he'll wait until 4-1. And if that's the case, then we will see the instance of grabbing the axe and see the bridge collapse animation happening. Okay, so Mars and Ruddy both navigating. This is actually a maze kind of castle level. So you have to go through the correct path in order to make it to Bowser. Very good fire kill from Mars there. Same with Ruddy. And meanwhile, we see Kosmic grabbing the axe, and you see the bridge collapse animation there. Just see Bowser just plummet into the lava. So in this case, Kosmic will be grabbing the power-up in 4-1 to regain fire. And now that we're in World 4, we get to see red piranha plants. And what they do is they completely ignore Mario or Luigi if they're standing next to the pipe or anywhere near it. So they're more aggressive piranha plants, and they do move a little faster as well. So there we see Kosmic regaining fire. Mars had a little bit of a hiccup on the stairs there. We like to call it stair boss if you just kind of bonk into the step there. But it's totally fine. All right, Mars is still in the lead. Ruddy and Kosmic are really not that far behind. Like everybody's still like in the same level practically. So it's pretty much anybody's race at this point. 4-2 is pretty free. There's really not much going on in this level with the exception of avoiding the Hammer Brothers and, you know, shooting down anything that's in your way. 4-3 on the other hand, that's where things get a little scary. Alright, so 4-3. So we're going to be bouncing off the spring here. And this jump in particular, it is actually easier for Big Mario to land on that Koopa. If you're Small Mario, you have to jump at the very edge in order to make it. And you kind of see that Mars is taking it a little safe there because the bullet bills are in different patterns. Oh, Ruddy takes damage on the bullet bill there. A little unfortunate. Let's see, Kosmic had some pretty decent patterns there, so he's able to get through just fine. All right, so now Ruddy's at a disadvantage this time since he doesn't have the Fire Flower, so we're going to see what he does for his power-up grabs again. Okay, looks like he's going to be remaining small for 4-4. He'll probably re-grab power-ups back in 5-2, probably. Meanwhile, Mars and Kosmic have Fire retained. So we're going to see Mars' screen here for his Bowser kill. Gets the fireballs blocked by the fire, but that's okay. Ruddy takes a death in 4-4. So unfortunately, the castle levels do not have any checkpoints, so he has to go all the way back to the beginning of the level. So that's going to push him back just a little bit. And then we see Kosmic also finishing up Bowser there. All right, heading into World 5. So I believe 5-1 might be the longest level, at least in the 8-4 category of things. We will see the wind blowing here. Usually it has different kind of speeds, like whether it's like a slow speed or a fast speed, it can either tug or pull. So usually it's not much of an issue there. All right, so we're going to see Mars go for a super jump. So he bounces off like kind of like the quarter of the Koopa there to get a lot of jump height in order to make it onto the ceiling up there. If you were to miss it, then you have to uncover the invisible blocks in order to get up there. So Kosmic also getting the super jump, very nice. And we will see what Ruddy does in this situation. All right, so 5-2, another underground level. Now you kind of notice that they're going to be avoiding trying to hit the blocks or like the bricks, because if you end up hitting the blocks in this game, you actually go straight upward instead of just kind of breaking in and just bouncing directly down, because you go like the block physics in this game are very strange in the All-Stars version. But the main reason why this version is being played as opposed to the FDS version is because after 8-4, it'll take you directly to World 9. And then after World 9, you will go straight into Worlds A through D. In the FDS version of the game, you have to beat the game 8 times in order to unlock the Worlds A through D levels. And World 9 in the FDS version is an infinite loop of 9-1 and then 2, 3, and 4, and then back to 9-1 again. So the Super Nintendo version of this game is the better way to run the full category. And the other thing on top of that is if you end up getting a game over in the current level, so let's say for example they died in 5-3, then you can continue on from 5-3. If it is the FDS version, then you would have to go back to 5-1 and then continue on that way. All right, so Ruddy got his power-ups back in 5-2, so now heading into 5-3. And Mars and Kosmic are both in 5-4. Mars taking it a little bit safe just to avoid the Podoboos and the fire bars there. He's gonna go for the fire kill on Bowser, very nicely done. Kosmic is coming up on the Bowser fight here. gets a change direction pattern for Bowser. So that's another thing I didn't mention before. Bowser has 3 different directions. He either jumps backwards, jumps forwards, or does a change direction in which he jumps backwards and then moves forwards immediately. I don't know how he does that. Apparently he has like shifting weight or something of that nature. Mars tried to go for the clip inside the pipe, but unfortunately uncovers the block a little too soon. I'm gonna see if Kosmic gets it. Kosmic does get it, which is pretty nice. Kind of a small time save there. Meanwhile, Ruddy finishing up Bowser in 5-4. Very nicely done. And sometimes the Piranha Plant can just despawn at the end of 6-1 there. Okay, so now we're heading into 6-2. This is another water level. Kind of a scary water level at that as well. We're gonna see what kind of strategies our runners will do here. Is it ever explained why Bowser turns into other enemies if you beat him with fireballs? Technically, they're imposters, so they are just enemies in the game that are dressing up like Bowser, just to kind of trick Mario to, like, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, disguises, exactly. So that's why they turn into different enemies. So they're all portraying as Bowser, even though we still technically call him Bowser, like when we speedrun and do like race commentary and all that. It's just for simplicity's sake. But yeah, they're practically just imposters. And that's why the Mushroom Retainer is like, oh, the princess is in another castle, and he just keeps saying that every single time. It just drives you nuts. So that's pretty much what they're doing here. All right, both Mars and Kosmic gets out of 6-2 unscathed. Ruddy is just about done with 6-2 as well, still retaining the Fire Flower. And got these Cheep Cheeps flying around. Looks like they're pretty favorable for both Mars and Kosmic here, so not too much trouble. All right, 6-4. What we're gonna see here is we're gonna hear the ding. Actually, Mars is gonna take the safer route here. Cosmic, on the other hand, does the ding and then goes up and around. It's a little bit of a faster strat. I'm gonna see Cosmic kind of brush up against the pipe here, slow down a little bit to manipulate this big fire bar to make sure he avoids it without having to wait and slow down. Very nice fire kill there. So that just narrowed things a lot closer between Kosmic and Mars at the moment. Meanwhile, TheRudyyy is entering 6-4 himself. So he's also going to be doing the ding and then going up and around. All right, 7-1. We got wind to deal with. And then there's also going to be a Koopa Hammer Brother combo coming up in just a little bit here. We're going to see how these guys handle it. Kosmic just goes right at him. Mars will take it a little bit slow just to maintain safety of the Fire Flower. So now Kosmic is ahead of this race. Not by a lot though, but that aggressive strat on the, what we like to call the Brupa, which is the Hammer Bro and the Koopa, does the aggressive strat. That is a very hard strat to do as well. So very nicely done from Kosmic. And meanwhile, 7-2, if you stay on the platform and then just continuously go, it'll just be a loop there. So that's why you have to enter that pipe that's in the sky just to progress a little further. Let's see, Ruddy's attempt at the Brupa there. A little bit of a hiccup, but manages to retain fire, so that's good. All right, so we are heading into 7-3, and this is where we're going to be utilizing the green springs here. So you're going to see them maybe skip one of the springs as they're moving. As long as they have like pretty good momentum, then they can actually skip one of those springs. So, but there is one spring jump in particular that's coming up on Kosmic's screen right here. I'm going to see him just get enough speed. And if he does it correctly, should be able to land on the ledge just like that. So that's very nicely done. We're gonna see Mars. I think he might be taking the extra spring there, which is totally fine. Like, it's much better to have safe strats in your back pocket rather than having to, you know, just kind of go all out and then not seeing what's going to happen. So, all right, so 7-4. Kosmic tried to go for the clip, but unfortunately didn't get it. We're going to see if Mars can get it himself here. He does get the clip. That's going to save a tiny bit of time for him. Meanwhile, TheRudyyy is dealing with the green springs here. All right, so you kind of notice that Kosmic didn't get hit by the fire bar. That's because when you're in your crouch state, the fire bar cannot hit you as long as you remain crouched. If you just, you know, kind of stand up, because the way the game treats it is when you're crouching, you pretty much have like one tile of a hitbox instead of 2 tiles. So, oh, Mars takes damage, but he does have enough iframes to get through Bowser's hammers there. So now that's going to give Kosmic a little more of a lead here. And Mars will have to re-grab power-ups. We're going to see what his power-up reroute's going to be here. And we're going to see what TheRudyyy does in 7-4 as well. Also, 8-1 can be a bit of a difficult level, but when you have big Mario, and especially with fire, it's not too shabby. Alright, Ruddy's gonna take it a little bit safe with these fires here. Gonna shoot down Bowser. Very nicely done. Mars is also powered back up to fire. Now, on Kosmic's screen, he's an 8-2 currently. This level is also one of those loop levels, so you have to find out the correct way to go. And the way to do that is to uncover this block right here. And it'll take you to the sky. Now, I've had this kind of a theory here. Since we're in the sky, and Bowser's Castle's in the sky in 8-4, this could be like a precursor to Mario 64. That was like my theory at the time, but I mean, who knows? It could be anything really. It's just like design choice or something like that. But we're technically in the sky right now. And I would say 8-3 in this game is a lot easier than 8-3 in Mario 1. Like, even though you have the Hammer Bros charging at you, but it is not too bad to avoid them. But we do have to uncover one block here, and then just have to go up and over. Alright, Ruddyy also getting out of 8-2 from the vine. Kosmic is heading into 8-4. Mars is getting there. It's about halfway through the level here. Okay, so Kosmic is taking that first pipe. We're heading into the water section here. Mars just finishing up 8-3 while Rudy's finishing up 8-2, so still very close. All right, we're into the G room for Kosmic. So he does a little bit of a fast excel just to get a little more extra speed and then just to get rid of the red piranha plant there. Does another fast excel in the second to last room as well. And that little tiny section that Kosmic just passed, that is considered a maze section. But, you know, it's kind of tight though. And yeah, if you end up holding or like, you know, buffer a jump at the start of the level while you're Fire Mario will skate on 1 foot, which is really funny. And yes, we just saw Bruce. He is quite the pal. You know, Kosmic shoots down Bowser, finishes up the 8-4 portion. That was like a low 22-minute time. That's a very good run for Kosmic there. Even with the death in 1-1, so. Now we see Bruce again on Mars' screen. Now he's more of a pal since he just jumped over and then Mars just ran right underneath him. All right, Ruddyy just getting past the G room. Mars finishing up the 8-4 portion. And now we are heading into World 9. And World 9 is, they called it the special world at the end of the FDS game. So normally this would be looping around. So after you finish 9-4, it'll loop back to 9-1. But this one, they fixed it. So once we get past 9-4 here, it'll take us directly to World A. All right, so now Rudy is just coming up on finishing Bowser here in 8-4. Shoots him down. Very nicely done. Three Bruces. All of them were pals. Ooh, that Spiny was very close to Mars there. Okay, I saw a question in chat about the fire bar. So if the fire bar is like in the corner and Mario's crouching, yeah, Mario will not take damage from that. But if it's like directly, like, you know, pointing downward, like if it's pointing down, then yeah, you would end up taking hits. But if it's in the corners, yeah, you're pretty much safe from that. How do you get to the letter? Yeah, you have to beat the game 8 times in the FTS version, and then you have to hold A and then press start to go to world A. Yeah. Kosmic getting Flypo glitch there. All right, so here we are in 9-3. We're gonna be seeing another Bowser here. This one's called Doug. So there's Doug Bowser right there. Totally the president of Nintendo. All right, Mars is just starting 9-3. So pretty much Kosmic and Mars are about a level apart. Or maybe half a level apart at this point. Rudy is just swimming through 9-2 here. Now we see Doug on Mars' screen. Okay, is Kosmic gonna go for another flagpole glitch here? No, he just decides to finish up the level. And also those Japanese characters that we just saw in 9-4 that spells out arigato, or thank you in Japanese. And here we are in World A. So we got 4 more worlds to go in this run. And you do keep your Fire Flower as well. Yeah, usually the difficulty ramps up by a ton, like once you get to the lower worlds here. So very good 8-1. Not the steak sauce, but you know, 8-1 for Kosmic there. Mars is just starting off 8-1. And Rudy is in 9-4, so he's gonna get the arigato message as well. All right, Kosmic is in 8-2. Gonna be taking the bottom route here. You could actually get a wall jump and take the top route as well, but it's not really necessary for Warpless. It's more like beneficial for any percent, really. Yeah, not too bad. That's a pretty straightforward level there. Okay, then we got Mars at 8-2 and then Rudy at 8-1, so they're pretty much a level apart of each other. Kosmic is going to be heading into 8-3, so he's going to be out in the sky, and then we're going to be seeing the Cheep Cheeps flying out again with wind. But this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh yeah, we also got bloopers as well. That's like another thing. Oh, gotta watch out for that. Very good crouch slide there from Kosmic. Oh, okay, so we did see that the spring despawned there on Kosmic's screen. If Kosmic ended up landing on that, he would be soft locked. So thank goodness he noticed that right away. Was able to adjust properly to avoid that despawn spring. Oh, looks like Rudy took damage somewhere. I missed that in 8-1, so he's going to be small for a good bit here. Mars also getting the spring despawn as well in 8-3. All right, so Kosmic just finishing up 8-4. Shooting down Bowser. Yeah, the cheap party, exactly. All right, so I believe Rudy's probably going to be grabbing the power-ups in 8-3 and then 8-4. Meanwhile, Kosmic is in B-1. Just going to be just taking things straightforward here. Oh, nice fire kill by Mars there. Okay, Rudy grabbing up the mushroom in 8-3. Kosmic is just about to finish up B-1, and now we're going to be heading into B-2, which is, in my opinion, the worst water level in the game. There's just so much happening. It's just terrible, and you can just like say so many bad things about B-2. All right, we're going to see what kind of patterns Kosmic deals with here. Meanwhile, Ruddy's grabbing the Fire Flower in A-4, so he's powered back up to fire. Okay, Mars finishing up B-1. Also, another thing to note about the Podoboos in this game, they just shoot straight up all the way to where like the ceiling is. In the FTS version, they have like different heights for the Podoboos, so the heights are actually pretty more beneficial in this game. So you can pretty much take it like in either way with this game. Like you can either go, like you can choose to play the FTS version, you can choose to play the Super Nintendo version, like whichever you feel comfortable with. But obviously to do like full runs of D-4, you could technically do it on the FTS version as well, but it is a little more different because there are loading times in that game because of the floppy disk and such. So this is more of the optimal way of running the category. All right, B-3 for Kosmic. It's got some pretty nice platforming here, even though there are like very huge gaps as well. But he's handling it very well. All right, Mars is just about to start B-3, and Ruddy's in B-2. Okay, so Kosmic at the start of B-4 here. We're gonna see if he's gonna go for a clip or he's just gonna... Oh, just misses it. Looks like he was trying to go for a setup there by brushing up against the wall there to set up his subpixels in order to get the clip there. But meanwhile, he is actually pushed on the right side of the screen. Ruddy did take damage in B-2. So we're going to see what he does with his power-up regrabs. Now, Mars is also going to go for the clip here. Doesn't quite get it. So yeah, whenever Mario is like kind of sliding up against the wall, it's because the game is trying to eject him out of the wall there. All right, C-1 for Kosmic here. Gonna be shooting down the enemies. There are gonna be some Hammer Bros to deal with. And yep, 2 of our players does have 1,000,000 points. Big jump for Kosmic there. You have to jump at the very edge of that, otherwise you will not make it. So you have to be very careful of that jump in particular. All right, looks like Ruddy is going to be staying small, heading into B-4. Yeah, honestly, Lost Levels in general, like as a casual game, it is very difficult. But for a speedrunner's perspective, it's actually very fun. Like, I honestly think that like the Lost Levels games are like very fun speedruns. Like casually, yeah, they're very difficult to play because of like obviously the difficulty and all that. But it feels very smooth as a speedrun. And I know Kosmic hypes about it all the time with like, you know, Lost Levels being his favorite speedrun, and he's pretty much showcasing it why it is very good. So now we have C-3 on Kosmic's screen. It's basically just like 7-3, however we have Locky-2s to deal with and the Spinies, but they're really not much of an issue here, even though they are positioned in the halfway point of the screen, not like at the very top of it. So this is like, yeah, it's not too bad. It's like they pretty much dealt with it in 7-3 like a couple worlds ago, so. All right, Ruddy got the mushroom in C-1. Mars is also going through C-3 here. And then C-4, not like the explosive, but C-4, this is just like 7-4, except there's like extra fire bars, and then there's going to be some extra blocks coming up as well for like the fire bar section coming up here. Mars also doing the same safe strat he did in 7-3. So you see that extra block there. And there's 2 extra blocks in this one, so you gotta do a little bit of a timing just to get through there. All right, very nice fire kill from Kosmic. Mars getting the C-4 clip, so that's pretty nice to see. And then Ruddy gets the fire flower back in C-2. Those are pretty good backup power-ups to grab. And that's like another thing too about this game. Like even if you lose fire, there's plenty of ways for backups for power-ups in this game. So, and a lot of them may be hidden, but they're pretty much all in the way. So you can actually just grab them and be powered back up immediately. So now we are in our final world of the game, World D. D-1 is not that hard, really, like especially at the very beginning of the level. But D-2 is pretty much like free, and then D-3, which we like to call Darb's Nightmare, can be a little treacherous because of the Hammer Brothers and then the Bullet Bills. Oop, Mars gets a little bit caught up on the step there, but that's okay. Didn't lose fire. Oh, he does take damage though. So he's gonna have to power back up here. Just barely avoids the Piranha Plant. Ruddy also getting the clip in C-4, very nice. All right, so here we are in D-3. Kosmic still has Fire Flower in his disposal. Just got, oh, that was my bad. That was a commentary curse. So now he's being small, and he takes the death there. Oh dear. So he's gonna have to power back up here. Meanwhile, Mars is heading into D-3. So now this race has gotten a little more interesting with that death. And now that the lead has been cut significantly for Kosmic here. So now we're gonna see Mars getting the Fire Flower. Oh gosh, these patterns for Kosmic right now, these Bullet Bills are just not letting him have it. Oh, Mars ending up losing Fire Flower. We're gonna see what he does here. He might be able to avoid all of this. Okay, that's good. All right, here we go. Kosmic. He's just gonna take an intentional damage boost there. And he'll just play the rest of D-4 small. But Mars is pretty much on his tail at the moment since he is also entering D-4. So this can be anybody's race between Kosmic and Mars here. Ruddy is in D-2 currently. Does have his Fire Flower, so hopefully he'll be able to retain it here. Okay, Kosmic coming up on the second to last room here. And now the final room. I think that's a reincarnation of either Bruce or Doug. I don't know which Bowser that is. All right, so time is going to be coming up on Kosmic's end on the axe grab here. Time, and that is a 36:28 it looks like for Kosmic. GG's to him on a great race. Mars is coming up right behind. And we're going to see what kind of time Mars ends up getting here. That might be like a 36 4x or 5x, just about. Yo, GG's to both Kosmic and Mars for finishing. Ruddy's on the final level. Let's will him on to finish up here. All right, so Ruddy's going to be keeping his Fire Flower for this section. Going into the pipe. Going outside for a little bit here. Just going to do a little bit of a left right there just to kind of build up your momentum a little quickly. Oh, it takes damage off that blooper. Kind of a weird pixel to take damage on, but it should be fine though. All right, now we're heading into the final room for the Ruddy. There goes that whatever Bowser that is. All right, it's gonna go up here. And Bowser is just gonna do a change direction, and that is gonna be time for the Ruddy. all three of our runners have finished. GG's to everyone. I don't know what time it was for Rudy, but I'm assuming it's somewhere in like the high 37, low 38 range. All right, very nicely done. GG's to all three runners here. So I think we're going to be bringing in all three runners for an interview.
The game?
Hello?
And
Hello.
hello, everybody. Yo, GG's everyone on a fantastic race there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how did you all feel about the runs, like for each of you? Like, what did you think that went great? What went wrong? We'll start with Kosmic first as our winner.
I'm pretty good at early in racing this game. I don't know why, but I never make it to like World 4 without some major mistakes. I don't know why, but so I died in 1-1, and then when I got hit in 3-2, I said, okay, the goal for the rest of the run is a 36, and then everything went pretty well until D3. I was on 35 pace. He was like 35.58 maybe. And then I was bad at D3, but it's okay. I built up a good lead, and yeah, I was like, okay, it sucks. I messed up at the start, but at least I could 35 still. This is crazy. I didn't get that, but it's okay. GG. It's not. I will take that time. Like, it's a good time.
Yeah, that was still very solid of a run there, and I was like kind of talking about D3 in general, and then you ended up taking a hit. I was like, oh god, I might have cursed him on that.
Yeah.
That's all good. So yeah, Mars, we'll go to you. What did you think of the run overall?
I'm pretty satisfied with the run overall. My main goal was like to just not have a major mess of a run, and I actually had a really good run until 7-4. It was damageless, and then I went to jump over a fireball, and since I didn't hold down, I got hit, and then had a good recovery in 8-1, and then the rest of the run went really good letter worlds up until E1, because I got tripped up at the first bullet bill launcher at the beginning, and that set the Buzzy Beetles up a couple seconds later in the level to be like in a weird spot, and I tried like squeezing in between them and the pipe, and I got hit, so I was able to get fire back in D3 and mushroom in D1, so yeah, pretty good run overall. I got sub 37, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, I also saw that you got like plenty of clips in that run too, so that's very nicely done too.
Yeah, a few clips, got lucky there.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about you, Rudy? I know it's really late where you are out in France. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Well, the run was pretty good. Well, I died in 1-1, like exactly like Kosmic said, I think.
Yeah.
So it went well until 4-4, where I died 2 times, if I remember. Like I died in the end of 4-4, so that was kind of annoying, so I had to back up. Then it was pretty clean until World 8, if I remember. And then I got hit in A1, so I backed up in A-3 and A-4. Then I also got it in B-2, the infamous one.
Yep.
And I really wanted to finish the run as Fire Mario, so I backed up in C1 and C2. I know it's a bit weird, but that's what I did. Then I got C4 clip. We all saw clips in all views, and my worldie was pretty clean. So I'm happy that I could finish it in the sub 40. So
yeah,
that's nice. 37 in a race is pretty good, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah,
like
with
all
the
three of
damage
you played
in the
really well. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, all good stuff there. Yeah, especially like
Yeah.
for a game like of this magnitude, like playing through all 52 levels in this game and just being under 40 minutes, that's so very impressive from all three of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, any of you would like to give any shout outs or anything like that? We'll start it off with Cosmic, and then Mars, and then Rudy.
Nothing too much. I'm gonna be trying to improve the record in this category for the next little bit. So, twitch.tv/Cosmic if you want to see 35 3x happen.
Very nice. Mars?
Well, GG's to Cosmic and Rudy. It's really fun being able to get together and do these races. And good job on commentary, Supersonic, and thank you to everyone who's made this event happen and make this race happen. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And Rudy?
I will also try to push for a PB in this category. First, 35 4x, maybe for world record push with Cosmic. I don't know. Thanks Cosmic for inspiring me to speedrunning also.
Oh.
And thank you Retro Gaming Live for hosting this wonderful race with wonderful runners and commentators. And that's it.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much for a fantastic race. And also, again, I am Supersonic. You can follow me at Supersonic_ on Twitch. I am your commentator for this race, and we're going to go ahead and send it back to the host to set up for our next run. Stay tuned.